Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Al20, and you are watching Goonbowl 10. Back by popular demand, we've got one more game. I'm going to turn on the grid and names so that you know exactly what's going on. So, appear not to be streaming yet. I don't know why. This entire thing is a bit new to me, so I'm not really sure what I'm doing. Should be streaming fairly well, so I don't. There we go. And it activates BRB mode whenever I tab out for some reason. I still do not know why. One day we'll have that figured out. In any case, you're watching Goonbowl 10, and we have the Chuckleads against Goblins are bad. And this is Bootcha versus Gerblederp. Bootcha is piloting the Chuckleads. That's an Orc team. Orc team that I recall isn't doing all that well in its division at the moment. Which I'm relatively surprised by. I'm getting pinged in the IRC, so give me 1 second. Righto, and I appear to be able to control BRB mode, which is quite amazing. So we've got the setup going here. I think the Chuckleads are receiving, and if I were in their position I would have chosen to receive as well. Goblins are absolutely lethal on the first turn. If they get it, because they can just kill a player, take a player out straight away. So, fortunate roll here for Chuckleads. Let's see what they get up to. Unfortunately, Goblins are bad, get another reroll. And Goblins, they love themselves them rerolls. Being a team that's making dodges on agility 3. And we've got the dice. We've got the chat up now. Unfortunately, a push result, so Orcs can't really make very much headway into the Goblin line. Archetype comments it's Goblins versus Orcs, so the result is going to be easy to predict. I mean, maybe, maybe not. Goblins are at a disadvantage against Orcs, don't get me wrong. They have to try and break armor, and some guys are armor value 9. It's very, very difficult, even for, you know, Looney with a chainsaw. This is a fairly ballsy move, actually. So Bootcha's gone and set up his Black Orc and his Blitzer right here. These two players, gone and set them up next to the Loonies, so it's just going to get a free block on them, no questions asked. So, not sure I would do that, especially with the Blitzer and the Black Orc. Both of them are relatively valuable players. I'd actually, in Gobbledorp's position, probably go for the Blitzer there, but we don't know what's going to go on yet. Potentially, there is a way for the trolls there to break through the line and get a goblin to the throw there. Maybe the Pogo can make it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, actually the thrower's fine. Thrower's well out of range. I don't understand really why you're caging here. I think it's going to slow down progress a lot. I think the players that are making this cage here could be a lot better utilised further up the field. Because this thrower's out of range, right? Even if the Pogo uses its full movement, it still gets to just within range of the thrower. And there's no way that the Goblins are going to try for a Troll Blitz or anything like that. And they obviously can't control the Fanatic, so... Ooh, GFI eats a reroll straight away right there. I don't think this is the best block that could have been made. I think the Looney would have been a lot better place to take out that Blitzer right there. Now there are just fewer people in range of Looney, who's now going to have a go for a Black Orc. He'll be fine. He'll still be able to take out that Black Orc, but I just don't think it's a great idea. Fanatic does what a Fanatic does, which is very little at the moment. And yeah, this isn't going to be much of a turn for the Goblins as far as I can tell. Yep, and they just failed to break armor on the 10 plus that they need, 2 plus 4 plus 3 from the chainsaw. Again, I probably would have gone for the Bootcha. You could have got more assists on that chainsaw attempt and taken him out. From here, the Goblins are going to do really what they want to, which is try and get some sort of screen up to prevent the Orcs from advancing too much, and maybe try and bully some Orcs using the Trolls. Pushed both down. Oh, I'm not sure. Does the Black Orc have block? I might have taken the manly both down and tried to kill the Black Orc. Because you are running slightly better odds with the Mighty Blow. I'm not sure you want to put the Troll there. Because that's inhibiting the Fanatic's movement now. There's a 1 in 3 chance you're going to knock down the Troll. And you just don't want that to happen. Gerblederp says that until this game he didn't really understand how the chainsaw worked and it always seemed to break armor. And this game it didn't. Yep, that is the double-edged sword, that is the chainsaw. You need to have assists against higher AV teams. And bang! Out goes Goblin, he's knocked out. And the Blitzer now has free reign. So, Bootcha's actually in a very, very good place. He's set up deep enough that he can easily maneuver his thrower, as he's doing right now, to the right-hand flank there. And the Goblins, they've got movement, right? Don't get me wrong. The Goblins can move and can get to that flank, but they're going to be out of position because what they really want to be is in this area here, just surrounding the Blitzer. And instead, what they're probably going to be is just stuck along this left-hand flank with no real defense there. Unless you take the Pogo and do it that way. Unfortunately, the 2DB on the Troll doesn't take him down, so the Troll's going to sit there. And now... Oh, that isn't a good idea at all. Oh, that is a very, very bad move from the Orcs. See, the Fanatic obviously moves... And not obviously, actually. The rules are a bit weird. The Fanatic can only move in a cardinal direction. So you can move up, down, left, or right. And then a D3 is determined to determine which of the 3 spaces in that direction he moves. This move here doesn't make very much sense to me because it means that the Fanatic now can just move left and he's got a 2 in 3 chance of getting a block against an Orc. Oh! Oh, attacker down versus the chainsaw. Rolls some badass dub skulls. Down goes the Black Orc. No injury, unfortunately. Still can't seem to break armor. It's very, very difficult on Black Orc. And that's quite unlucky. He's got another chance. And he gets push against the Black Orc right here. And he's got one more chance, I think. I'd probably move left and go for one of the Black Orcs. Yeah, because he's still got one more movement. So we're looking for a left move on this Fanatic right here. Oh, he goes up. Gets both down, attacker down. Has to burn the reroll. Defender down, down goes the liner. Still fails to break armor. The Orc's armor, 9 AV, is holding up quite well right now. Which is not really surprising, but it doesn't bode well for the Goblins. They want to get early injuries. They really, really want to beat somebody down quickly. And in fairness, they've got 2 Trolls surrounding the ball right here. It's actually going to be difficult for the Orcs to get free. They want to get a punch on this Troll right here, which means they need 1 more assist for the 2DB with the Black Orc. But even if they do that, the throw is still in range, so they're doing some chancy blocking. Defender down, down goes the Blitzer. You've still got 1 open though, so I think Bootcha's play is pretty obvious to me. You're I think you probably try for the manly 1db. 1db down that troll and then dodge your thrower away. Relying on a reroll each time. Dodge your thrower away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And just get in range of that blitzer right there. Oh! Oh, he went for the leap blitz against the thrower. And it ended in tears. Out goes the Pogo. Out he goes. Knocked out on a dodge. He has brought shame to pogoing everywhere. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. He failed the leap. So he's brought even more shame to pogoing. Defender down, both down. Down goes the troll. Thrower's now going to move up the field with a dodge, I'd expect. Unless he's trying some sort of blitz play, but I can't really see where that would come from. The problem that he's got very much is now the thrower can't really advance up the field. So the thrower can take advantage of their full movement, will end up around here or so. At which point you just get the goblins swarming him and he goes down. So at best he can move maybe a square further. And even then he's still in troll range. That goblin there is just going to roll up, say hi to the troll and be like, "What's up, troll?" Yeah, I'm not sure I agree with this. I don't think it's safe. I'm not sure if he's still got movement on the lineman. If he does, then he can set up a sort of pseudo screen. Nope, he's going to stop the troll from moving. I question this decision. I don't think that was needed. Because if you're forcing a troll to make a GFI, sorry, a pair of GFIs on a block, you do it, right? Because that troll's going to trip over itself most of the time. Not most of the time. The troll is going to trip over itself sometimes. You kind of want to bait that out. So Bootcha here is trying the old orc blocking fanatic plan. It's not a very good plan. Doesn't really work out. Because now the fanatic has exactly what he wants, which is safe movement for left. On a nice roll, he moves up to this corner here and gets a free block against one of these linemen or black orcs. Yeah, so the fanatic is really where he wants to be right now. It's been some very good position. Oh, but he gets a defender down against the loony. Oh, the chainsaw recoil against the stunty. He's gonna die. Oh, he's knocked out. Down he goes. I'm not sure about the rules regarding secret weapons and knockouts. I think he still goes at the end of the drive. So this doesn't really bode well for the goblins. They've still got a bombardier sat in the back right there. But the loony has gone down without doing any real damage. And the pogo is out as well. So they don't really have anything anymore apart from the fanatic, who's moving the wrong way for some reason. Still gets a block against the blitzer though, so all's well that ends well. He's got one more move, obviously to the left, see if he can hit the blitzer again and try and break armor. Orc's armor again has just been really standing up. It's quite impressive. They've taken a beating and just gone, "We don't care, we're still here." Artip informs me that the loony will go at the end of this drive. Is it a shame? But the goblins now get a blitz on one of the throwers. Oh, and they get defender stumbles. Some good work here by the goblins. Bad scatter though. That's not much they can do with that. I suppose there is a very manly and hot play of dodging somebody into the zone there and then dodging them out again to get to safety, but instead Gerblederp chooses just to surround the ball. I don't think that's actually the right play. Ooh. Goblin dodged away and seemed to get knocked out, so fair enough. I did not expect that to happen. But yeah, so I don't really agree with Golderp's positioning on the Goblins. He should have gone for the ball. The reason being is that he placed a Goblin next to a Blitzer and a Goblin there. So now it's fairly trivial, right, for Bootcha to just blitz away this Goblin here. And get the ball free. He gets the defender down on a reroll. Again, I don't think he should have blitzed the way that he did, but fair enough. And of course, he's forgotten it's the sidestep Goblin, but the Goblin gets knocked out anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Still, not in a great place is Bootcha now. I mean, he's winning the game with the Goblin knockouts that have happened. He's got no injuries, though. Which is pretty bad, actually. He needs these injuries to get the SVP on his players. I'm not sure what he does now, really. I think a play is to get the thrower up and try the 4+ on pickup with reroll at the end of the drive, but I'm not sure if he wants to do that. I think he might be a bit scared of doing it. I think it's the right play to make. Instead of trying to gang foul this Fnatic, apparently. Not gang foul, but like actually try and get a block against this Fnatic. Like, this is poor positioning. Like, sure, you're getting the block against the Fnatic, fine. But now the Fnatic has occupied, what, 5 players on one drive? I remember, right? So, well done, the Fnatic's injured, badly hurt, so no real impact on the Goblin team. But if you'd gone to score instead of having all these players over here, you'd have a guaranteed touchdown, and that Fnatic be out next turn anyway. So I'm not sure if I agree about putting all those players on the Fnatic, but there you go. That is how things have gone down. Thrower happily gets the 4+ pickup. And should now just try and waltz down the field, I think. There isn't a reroll on deck, unfortunately, so I don't think he's going to dodge away. Means the thrower can now feel the wrath of Goblin punches, but there aren't very many Goblins on the field anymore. And the troll really stupids at the absolute worst time. Oh, this is not going well at all. Still, there's an easy 1 DB. Instead, he goes for the -2 DB, and there we go. So, Gerblederp had an easy 1 DB there. He could have moved one of his Goblins round to that square there, and then blitzed with the other one. I don't know why he chose the -2 DB. I don't think it was the best move. And he's lucky, however, because Bootcha chooses not to surf the other Goblin. Very, very easy surf to do there. So the Blitzer pushes that Goblin there and doesn't follow up. The second Blitzer then just runs in and blitzes the Goblin off the field. Very, very lucky not to see that happen. But yeah, I think this is what's really going to be the story of the game. The Goblins have sort of collapsed at this point. They've got so many players off the field or so many players knocked out that they don't really present a threat anymore. With the troll really stupiding, there's nothing they can really do about scoring here. The best that they can do is present a threat to the thrower and try and have him score straight away. Because stalling just benefits the Orcs here. They can sit on the line and just beat the tar out of the remaining Goblins. And that's exactly what they want to be doing. They just want to be beating the absolute crap out of the Goblins right here. And that's just not going to be happening. Black Orc moves into position right there, and I think this is very much all she wrote for this half. I think it's done. Bootcha has a very, very easy score with his thrower right here. And Gerblederp can't really do anything. Both his trolls really stupid. Yeah, it's pretty much over. Goblin gets himself knocked out on a dodge. Yeah, hate to see it happen. But it always happens to Goblin teams, so there's nothing you can really do. Frankly, he has done remarkably well in only having one person who's badly hurt, and that is the Fnatic that got, you know, slammed. I imagine Bootcha's just going to stall on the line at this point, and that is something that we're just going to have to live with. Get a blitz against the Goblin right there, see if we get more injuries. No. See, this is why I think the Orc should have a value Goblin just for fouling everybody else. I think especially in offensive drives where Orcs are really just almost always going to score, they're just very, very valuable. Especially this kind of TV where nobody really has the ability to reliably dodge away and deal with all that kind of stuff. Higher up, I can imagine it's a bit more difficult, but here I think the value Goblin to foul people down, take more people out, is just something you really want to have in an Orc team. Because if you think about the league format, right, you aren't very likely to play somebody in your league again after the playoffs are done. Not playoffs, but after the league format is done. And you are, controversially, very likely to play somebody from the other division. So your aim, really, should be to injure literally everybody as much as you physically can. Accurate pass to the Black Orc. That is a ballsy play right there by Bootcha. He's going to get some SPP on that Black Orc right there. I still don't know why he didn't do the 0 SPP one. There is a good old 2 SPP Black Orc sitting right here who would have enjoyed that a lot more and enjoyed the TD a lot more. I suppose it could be argued that having diversity in levels or having diversity in SPP means that if a Black Orc gets an MVP... Oh, and... dodge to knockout. Goblins are bad. Suffer again from the fact that they've got to make dodges. And this half is rapidly just going to come to an end as the Orcs just beat the absolute crap out of the remaining team. Black Orc slowly makes his way up to the end zone. So yeah, I was talking about SVP diversity. So remember, the MVP at the end of the game gets 5 SVP. So it is arguable that what Bootcha's trying to do here is get as many Black Orcs in MVP to level range, as opposed to dumping all the SVP on one Black Orc and then maybe not seeing him level because he can't make a pass or something. Oh, and they've gone for the blitz on the troll. Defender down. Down he goes. Gonna be hot. Oh, and he knocks him out as well. So this has to be the laziest Goblin team I have seen in a long time. Look at all these people sleeping instead of playing a game. So it's not the end for Gerblederp. So remember, he's gonna get 2 chances now to reroll all the KOs that are in the KO box. Once for when Bootcha scores on turn 8, and then once again for when halftime rolls. And he can even, if he's feeling very, very lucky, try for a 1-turn. I doubt it's going to happen. It's very, very, very difficult to pull the 1-turn off on Goblins, but who knows? Who knows? It could happen. Alternatively, a Goblin could just get eaten. Who knows? So I'm really not sure what Gerblederp does at this point. I'm not even sure if he stands the Goblins up. Oh, he's going for a troll block. Take the both down. And yep, down goes the troll. Bootcha happily walks in and takes the score. Now, I was told this game was exciting, guys. And... oh, look at the blocks. It's the hubris box coming out right here. He's got a reroll behind it. But you do not want to tempt the gods. You do not want to tempt Nuffle. He punishes hubris. So yeah, I was told this game was exciting, and as far as I can tell right now, it is just orcs beating the tar out of goblins. I'm okay with that, but unless a spike foul comes out right now, and it looks like it looks like there is going to be a spike foul and a troll. It's not really a spite foul so much as just a foul, but it feels pretty spiteful. Like, he is potentially giving up scoring so he can just foul the crap out of this troll. And you have to admire it. You have to admire the fouling of the troll. Like, is he legitimately going to GFI to do it as well? If he does, I am impressed by how much he just wants to dick on this troll. Questions in the IRC about why on earth you would ever bother to file a troll. I have those questions as well. I'm not sure why you would, but Bootcha is evidently thinking very, very hard about whether he wants to foul this troll or not. Risk the score to try and get an injury on the troll. I mean, like, crippling an opposing team is something that I approve of. I play High Elves, and, you know, that's what people do to me. And I expect it to happen. But here it just seems like rubbing salt in the wound. Oh, and he doesn't even break armor. And he's ejected by the referee! Oh, what a turn of events! Bootcha gives up scoring! Gives up scoring to do a spike ball on a troll that didn't even work. Gobbled up rightly ends the half. He is at 0-0. He has no right to be at 0-0, but the hubris came out. The hubris foul. And hubris was punished. A bribe comes out here. I think that means the Looney is back on the pitch for the next drive. Unfortunately, actually, one of the big things is the Pogo didn't come back. And I feel like the Goblins really need that Pogo to be a real offensive threat. Otherwise, they can't really do anything. It's going to be an interesting half. Goblins are going to get the Bombardier in now, so they're going to be lobbing bombs everywhere and hoping for the best. Bombardiers are very, very dangerous, actually, against teams like Orcs who want to, you know, crowd around one area and just beat the tar out of somebody. Arteta points out the only reason the Pogo is relevant is Movement 7. I agree, but I think that Movement 7 is actually very, very important. I also think, you know, having Leap, having that option, is something that's nice to have, especially when it's, you know, 3+ Leap. Like, it's a 3+ Leap against a team that does, you know, want to make that man wall and try and get you that way. And doesn't really have the movement to back it up. Like, a good leap and some good goblin players can easily put the goblins in a place where they can just score. But right now, goblins setting up. I presume that they want to set the Looney up somewhere on the line to just get as many chainsaw attacks as he physically can. I could easily be wrong, however. You might want to blitz with the Looney instead. I'm not sure if I agree with this setup. It's too far forward, and there isn't really a deep player at the moment. So what's going to happen is, if the Orcs kick the way that they should, they'll kick somewhere here. And there we go, here's a Packers Goblin. So when you're kicking, you want to be kicking to about this square here. You count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? 7 right here is a safe space to kick to. And so you're usually counting from each edge and going, is this 7 away from the edge for safe kicks? Cheering fans, Goblins are back in another reroll, so They're sat quite pretty, and perfect kick dead in the middle. Perfect kick dead in the middle. Goblins couldn't really be happier with this. They've got exactly what they want. They get defender stumbles off the Black Hawk straight away. Down he goes, breaks armor the first time. Push attacker down. Again, the troll will take that. He'll be like, fine. And now Goblin actually has a 1 DB against the Black Hawk if he wants it. 2 DB if another Goblin moves up. Goblin picks up the ball, moves into a sort of cage. They really, really do need to move that Black Hawk though. So were I Gold-up, what I'd probably do is move a Goblin up there and then push the Black Hawk. Instead, he kills himself with a Bombardier. The bomb, he fumbles the bomb, blows up in his hands, and now he's in a lot of trouble. Bootcha moving a thrower back for some reason. I guess as a safety, but I don't really see what it could be a safety against. Goblins don't have nearly that much movement, so the thrower isn't really doing anything by being there. He's much better served as a blocker on the line. Blitzer immediately KOs a Goblin. Does not care. But again, like, the Orcs have not done what they want to do. They want to get injuries, and they're just not getting them. They're getting KOs, which is great for this game, doing exactly what they need to do, but yeah, not really that impactful. Still, because of the Bombardier, they're going to close around right here now. Bear Trap is going to fall on this Goblin, and Gold-up is going to have to do some really, really ballsy Goblin blocking, Goblin dodging to get away from this. And this just stems from the mistake that was using the Bombardier so early in the turn. You save that till right at the end, ideally. Because otherwise it doesn't really work. And that is quite terrible. That is not something that we like to see. Wonder what happens if I click the 720p thing in the corner. Oh, it is just broadcasting on 720p, that isn't a tick box. I'm a weird person. Anyway. So from here, I'm not sure what Gobbledup's play is. I think that he tries to go down the right hand flank, dodges this Goblin away, all the way around right here, and sort of sets up a sort of cage on the sideline. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, in fact, what I would probably do is actually just set up a pure sideline cage. It's not what you want to do, but it's almost certainly the safest move here. Your Bombardier can just lob a bomb into this place here now. Maybe. No, he just got up, so unfortunately he can't do that. So your trolls can throw blocks. Probably would have moved that troll. I probably would have sat him there to keep the Black Hawk style play, but I could easily be wrong. Here, we've got another defender down. So Troll's doing actual work right now. Don't tend to do work very often, but right now it's going quite well for them. It means that he's going to save himself from having to do a dodge, and he can easily get down to the right hand side. Interesting blitz. It's going to take down the blitzer. Oh, and it's going to break armor as well. Good work, Goblin. Good work. That's what we like to see. Goblin's name is Crumbus. Not a very, very strong naming team by Gobbledup. I think that's probably why he's losing. Oh, the chainsaw on the down guy doesn't really do anything. I probably would have done it against the lineman right here. Very, very difficult to break armor against orcs. What the goblins want to be doing is probably just surrounding one and then chainsawing him. Just to get those assists out as much as they can. I almost certainly actually would have gone after this lineman here. If you take him down, you free up the Bombardier next turn. Gobbledup now going for the ballsy 1DB. He needs a 6 and gets it. Down goes the Blitzer. No progress made this turn. I don't necessarily think that was the best move to have made. Oh, and down goes the Looney. Oh, he's injured, badly hurt. The Blitzer Cackletop is refreshed. He gets himself some SPP and walks away quite happy with himself in that play. Yeah, so this is why I would move down the sideline. You've knocked down enough Black Orcs that I think you could have easily caged up on the right-hand side here. You'd be at a man disadvantage, but it's nowhere near as bad as the disadvantage that's going to go on right here. And progress will be made forward. Gobbledup informs us that he was planning to hold him here and then just do a Goblin throw TD. I mean, maybe. I've mentioned this before. I think Goblins are probably the most unreliable team for doing one-turn touchdowns because of the Troll being able to eat a Goblin. Lineman here goes for a punch against the Bombardier. Doesn't really do anything. And Artep quite rightly points out that the plan to throw a Goblin is countered by the Orcs just walking up to Goblins. Very true. And right now, the Trolls are in trouble. Black Orc here can get a double assist next turn and just punch down that Troll. But Bootcha hasn't really put on the pressure the way I would have liked him to. I think a lot more could have been done to that ball carrier. Especially with 3 rolls on deck. And now it's going to be fairly trivial for Gobbledup to get his ball carrier free right here. Look at that push. So the Troll makes that push. Again, so Gobbledup is just sitting on this throw teammate strategy. I think it is a terrible strategy that's never ever going to work against Orcs. It might work against other teams that have, defense that isn't as strong. And the Bombardier fumbles and knocks out himself and 3 Goblins. And 2 Goblins and an Orc. That's some good work there by the Bombardier. Opens up the cage corner. I would just fire the Fumbler. He's called the Fumbler because he fumbles literally everything. I would fire him because he is a waste on this team. And he has let down the side so far. So again, this is... I feel like Bootcha is making a much harder job out of what should be a fairly easy set of punches to get to that Goblin. Oh, here we go. The Blitzer moves around. Gets his defender down. Probably breaks armor, knowing how this game has gone. And we're waiting for the result to resolve. Don't know why it's taking quite so long. Sidestep. Breaks armor. Troll doesn't catch the ball because he's a troll. And now the ball is sat in the middle of 2 Black Orcs and 2 Blitzers. I don't think the Orcs could be very much happier with how the situation has gone down. They're going to get 2 DB against this Troll. Attack it down, both down, reroll immediately, and rerolls and defender down, which is exactly what he wants to see. Down goes the Troll. And all that needs to happen now is that Blitzer stands up, picks up the ball, and starts walking down the line for a touchdown. At this point, I don't think... my mouse moved out of the way. At this point, I don't think the Goblins can score. I think it's almost impossible. So the question is now, can they hold the Orcs to a draw? And with the Bombardier down, and with no Looney, the answer is almost certainly not. Orcs got... Oh! Chuckleads can't pick up the ball, but Quentin Tarantino apparently can. So now they are playing infamous Black Orc ball. This isn't actually that bad for the Goblins. They can't get to the ball anymore, but they can stall out a Black Orc a lot easier than they can a Blitzer. Black Orcs, remember, only have 4 movements, so it's difficult to get them around anywhere helpful. You usually want them as your cage corners. You don't really want them to be doing any heavy lifting. Troll gets up, makes a punch against the Black Orc. Unfortunately, it's a push, so it doesn't really do anything. Black Orc is going to be fairly easy to free up next turn. Yeah, because there's another Black Orc hidden by the Thunderbolt right there. Yep, so this is fairly trivial. Thrower moves around. Goblin doesn't have sidestep, just pushes the Goblin away. Second Black Orc pushes down the Troll. I mean, it's an interesting move to do it that way. I certainly wouldn't have done that myself because of the Stumbles idea. Because now you've got to try Black Orc dodge if you want to get him away from the Goblin. This is never going to happen. Fortunately, he gets pushed both down on the cat thrower, so he's okay for now because he's broken armor. Still, remember, this is a turn of movement that was wasted. That thrower could easily have just blocked the Goblin and pushed him up. And one of the Black Orcs could easily push that Troll away, and you've got, you know, progress down the field by the Orcs. But yeah, broadly speaking, now all the Orcs are going to do is just beat up some Goblins. Just take down as many as they physically can. And try and get themselves some injury SPP. It's probably not going to happen. The Goblins have been remarkably durable so far for Goblins. With only, you know, the Loony and the Fanatic going down, the Goblins are actually survived very well. I don't think he needed to make that dodge. Like, I don't understand the purpose of this screen. Is he screening against a Troll Blitz or a Goblin? Because remember, the Goblin's minus 2D being that Black Orc almost regardless of anything. So the only people you've got to be really worried about are the Trolls. And they aren't going anywhere without Goblin escorts. Managed to spend a reroll on that. Yeah, you see, the screen didn't really do anything. I'm not sure in Gerblederp's position if I'd actually taken them both down. See, the thing is, with the Black Orc having the ball, it's very, very difficult for Bootcha to make progress up the field. So the push result pushes him 1 square back and means that he can't move up the field well at all, and has to make some sort of handoff to a Blitzer. Whereas now a Blitzer can just pick up a ball off the ground and be like, alright, I'm all good, instead of, you know, having to have a Black Orc do a handoff. Which I think is probably more dangerous. It's more dangerous, by the way, because it leads to turnover if it fails, and a really, really bad turnover as well, because it's a completely unexpected one. So yeah, like, almost certainly wouldn't have pushed him. And Gerblederp says he never thought of that, but yeah, so never would have pushed that Black Orc. Now the thrower can easily pick up the ball if he wants to. Blitzer can pick up the ball as well. Almost certainly, actually, if I'm in Bootcha's position, I don't blitz with that Blitzer. I pick up the ball and move down the field with him. The reason being is that the thrower already has level. Doesn't really benefit that much from a second one, and the Blitzer here would be on 5 SPP if that happened. Also, the Blitzers move up the field a lot faster because of their extra movement. And remember, right, so Bootcha's on a clock right now. He has 3 turns after this one to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 spaces down the field. He has to GFI on that, I think. Actually, no, he doesn't. So, if he gets stalled just 1 turn, then he's on GFI territory with that thrower. Or, you know, throwing territory with the thrower. So I think Bootcha is just going to punch away right here. And just create some room for that thrower. He doesn't want to be delayed, and meaningfully he's not going to be delayed. So what's probably going to happen now is a turn 16 touchdown by the Orcs. It's going to be difficult for the Goblins to really do anything anymore. Because the Trolls now have to beat really stupid to get up. Which, I mean, isn't that bad, actually, but it's still going to be a bit of an issue. They're certainly not going to be blocking this turn. And all the Goblins here are engaged pretty meaningfully in a way that means that they've got to dodge at least, you know, 2 or 3 times to get anywhere. Bombardier goes to sit next to the thrower. Ballsy maneuver. I probably wouldn't have done it that way, because now the thrower can just, you know, dodge. Oh! Guys, guess what time it is? It's called Goblin dodges into KOing himself. I am shocked and appalled. Again, all things said, this game could have been a lot worse for Gerblederp than it has been. He's going to lose. And unless, you know, we see the hubris fouls again. But I think Bootcha's probably learned his lesson at this point. He's almost certainly going to lose, but he's not going to have lost any key players. Fnatic and Looney badly hurt. Everybody else is KO'd. Like, all in all, not a bad day at the shop for the Goblins. If they can pull off the draw, then they have really, really done very well for themselves. Orc goes for a defender down against the Bombardier. Oh, and the Bombardier's being injured. I didn't catch what that was. Oh, Bombardier loses a point of strength. All in all, it's not a astoundingly terrible injury. He's going to be 1 strength now, which means that, you know, everybody rolls 3 DVs against him. But it's not an awful injury, because the Bombardier doesn't really want to be blocking anyway, or being blocked. Gobbledup has informed me that he was fired for incompetence, and that is fair. That Bombardier has probably cost the Goblins this game. He has done more harm to his own team than he has to anybody else. Which is kind of sad, actually, because I think that if 1 bomb or 2 bombs had gone off correctly, I think the Goblins would be in a very, very good place this game. Instead, now they just get to watch the Orcs slowly plod down the field and do what Orcs do, which is be boring and plod down the field. At this point, if I'm Goblin, I probably don't even get anybody up. Like, what can you do? Push attacker down doesn't really do anything. Goblin here gets up. So he's getting up his Goblins. Again, I don't really see the point. I will keep them on the floor, because that way they can't get punched and die. Yeah, instead they get fouled, maybe, if Bootcha's being, like, angry. Troll loners on the floor for some reason. Sorry, really stupids on the floor and loners. The Goblin gets to the side of the cage, which doesn't really matter. Oh, and he's on the cage. Born to Die is going to get killed next turn. Like, were I Bootcha in this case, I would literally just surround him with as many Orcs as I physically could, punch him, and then just walk the ball in. Like, roll that ball in on turn 16, game over, Goblins lose. I imagine that's what he's going to do. What I would probably do is go for a blitz down this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then just blitz the Goblin off. That way you also save the liner for throw protection duty. And remember, he's safe to be making all these blocks right now, because even if he does all of that and all fails, there's still a minus 2 dB going onto that thrower. Three dB here, attack it down, pushed, pushed. He's going to take it. There's nothing else he can really do. Again, I don't think that was the wisest way to block, because now the thrower doesn't really have anywhere to go, which is a bit of a problem. Given he's going to waste a bit of movement. And there's going to be an unmarked goblin. Well, not an unmarked goblin, but a marked goblin that can still get to the ball. So there's still an element of risk here. I mean, in the perfect world, Gerblederp dodges here, dodges here, dodges here. Goes for a blitz on the throw and rolls 5 or 6. Even a both down is still... Actually, no, both down isn't fine. So a 5 or 6 on his minus 2 dB, and maybe it stops the score. Which isn't, you know, ideal. Isn't really what you want to see when you've had such a commanding lead in this match. But yeah, so Gerblederp now just has desperation blocks to make to maybe stop the score. Otherwise, this is pretty much dead certain the York's going to score. And that'll be the end of the game. So let's see what happens. Is he going to go for the turn 16 desperation blitz? I certainly hope so. Oh, he's gone for throw teammate, and the Goblin has been knocked out. Here we go. Defender down, what a goblin! Double 6 is a hero goblin right here. Play of the day. Look at this man. Double defender down on a minus 2 dB. That is incredible. Oh, and he fails to pick up the ball. This goblin can be proud of himself and what he has achieved for this team. That was an incredible turn for Gerblederp. He has turned a surefire scoring situation into one where there is more than an element of doubt. Bootcha's play is simple: clear one of the goblins away and then try and get a blitzer to go and score. Has to be it. Blitz is the only guys with the movement to really do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2 GFIs are needed at this point. Probably off a dodge as well. Oh, this couldn't have gone any worse. And it's all thanks to Born to Die, probably the greatest goblin in the universe. He has done incredible work today. I feel like the Goblins really, really deserve to take the draw here. I feel like, even if they haven't played as well as they could have, they have certainly provided us with a game that is more entertaining than it has any right to be. Throw's going to get up here, gets the double both down, which is what he wants to see. And Bang is just going to get knocked out. Predicted it right there. Look at this. Straight KO. Blitzer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think this is a fairly trivial dodge to try and score. Or not. Or not. He's going to go for a pass. I miscounted, I think. Orc passing game to score. Orc passing game to score. And ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of the match. 1-0 to Bootcha's Orcs. I'm relatively surprised. The Goblins did an incredible job of defending that, and Bootcha had more than... had quite a lot of luck, to be honest. MVP for the Chuckleads is, as he has right to be, the thrower who did almost all the work for the entire team, the entire game. And the Goblins get MVP on 0 SPP Goblin, who was probably knocked out for most of the game. That is it for Goonbowl 10 in terms of live commentary. We're just going to go online now to show you the state of the league. So one more game needs to be played for week 6, if we get on to Goonbowl X. One more game is to be played on week 6, week 4. We look at it here. Last game is between Horrifying Monsters, Gag Skull, which is Skaven, against Victor Vermis, also Skaven, Ghostly CX in Group 2. So if we look at the standings right now, in Group 1, where all the games have been played right now, we've got Voyager 1 and ITEP sat on 8 points each. Myself, Zentra20 sat on 7 points, Steel Ball on 6, New Order is Computer Blue on 5, McD on 4, Gridlocked on 3, and Sidespid on 0. Webard, Sidespid, same thing. Important things to note here are next week, Voyager 1 plays me, which is going to be a very, very big game. That's going to determine who goes to the top of the group. And I believe ITEP is playing one of the Undead teams, so that's going to be interesting. Actually, no. I think ITEP is actually playing... I want to say the Nurgle, because I know that there is an Undead Mirror next week. And in Group 2, Feral is well at the top, 4 wins in hand, 12 points. Followed by Gagskull at 6. He's got a game in hand though, so if he wins, he'll go on to 9 points and be clearly ahead. The Chuckleheads are here by Bootcha, Pixie Butt, 6 points now. Lizards for Isis, Coffee Hitler, 6 points. Dead is Dead, Louie, 4 points. Goblins Are Bad by Gerblederp, 4 points. Ghostly.cx by Victor Vermis, 3 points. And Night of the Block by Yappo, 3 points. It's going to be an interesting set of games. Victor Vermis has the ability to jump all the way to second if he takes a win. Gagskull has the ability to jump clearly to just a straight second, no ties, if he wins his game. So it'll be interesting to see what the results of that game are, and I will see you all next week for week 5 of Goonbowl 10. Thanks very much for listening.